really appreciate, Rebecca, you selling us your house.
Yep.
And so the first time that I came out to meet you, I remember I saw your house and it was pretty nice. And I think one of the first things I asked was like, why are you, not going to list it with the realtor? Why are you considering listing with the realtor? I know one thing you told me was it would, you just want to concentrate on moving your stuff, not like having a lot of people like come in and out.
True.
But there was also like a timing consideration as well. Like you.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So I didn't want to have an extended period of time where I would have to pay 2 mortgages.
Yeah.
Because I had was already under contract with my new house, and so I needed to move kind of quickly. I had given myself some grace to have time if I needed time, but then I kind of came to my senses and I was like, I don't want to have 2 mortgage payments. So this worked out perfectly because I won't have a month where I have 2 mortgage payments. So everything was flowing well enough that this all got worked out. So my first mortgage on the other house is due September 1. I paid the mortgage on this existing house for August, so it all worked out. I've been there for 18 years. It's been a long time since I've bought or sold until, obviously recent transaction. And so I didn't know what to expect, but like I needed this side of the transaction to go pretty smoothly.
Yeah.
And plus I live almost an hour away now. So trying to like run back and keep up with whatever's going on with the property, etc. I mean, I could do that for a short term, but not for a very long. So it's nice to be able to get it done and not have to worry about people coming in for showings or having to repair anything or taking the dogs with me every time somebody wanted to have a showing. So like all of that stuff would have been too much for me.
And so you're not the first person that we've done business with who they have like a special timing consideration. Like they want to sell their house, but they want to close on like a particular day, or else they want to sell their house, but they actually need like a lot of flexibility in when they close. And so that's one way that I think I told you we could help was be really, really flexible on like how we close. And then another thing that I remember I mentioned that you ended up not needing help with was, if you did need some actual help moving some stuff. Do you remember what
Yes.
Okay.
You said that if I needed help with that you guys had a box truck and you would be willing to help me move.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have to hire movers or depend on family, etc. So that was an unexpected offer. I would probably have felt a little bit guilty about taking you up on that, but it was very nice to have you offer that.
Okay. Well, cool. And so overall, I think one of the things that we try really hard to do is be like very clear throughout the process. Like, we'll make you an offer like today or tomorrow. We'll close on this time frame. You're going to be walking away with this amount. Like, do you feel like throughout the process that everything was clear and transparent and you had all the information you needed at the right times?
Yes, especially considering that I just went through a similar process in buying a house. The experience in selling this house was much easier and much more clear than the other process where there was a lot of back and forth. So it was very clear when I said, hey, I think I might need 45 days. Can I have 45 instead of 30? You said yes and changed the contract to say that for me.
Yeah.
Although we made it within 30 days actually. So I was thankful for that because I was a little nervous about being able to get moved in that time frame, but you were very accommodating.
There are a lot of people trying to buy houses.
Yes.
And when the people accept our offer, I'm always curious, like, are we just paying the most money, or why is it that you chose to accept our offer?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I already knew what I had to have. Like, I already ran the numbers, and I told Alex and people that called from the company before, like, it's got to be at least this or it's a no for me. And Alex will tell you I was firm. I was like, no, Alex, no, it has to be this. But Alex is very charismatic and friendly, and he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
And I think that helps,
Absolutely.
Because nobody wants to feel like pressured or like the person's being like aggressive or anything like that. So I think Alex being like the person that's in front of people, probably not that, I mean, I don't know you.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I worked with Alex. Probably really helped. But like my realtor for the other sale, he has rental properties, so I'm sure that's why he wanted my house, because he wanted to be able to rent it out. But I probably would have said, hey, you want to buy my house, if I would have known he was interested, before.
Yeah.
But also, he wasn't a super great realtor on this other deal, so
yeah,
I didn't say, hey.
Okay.
I mean,
So you went into
it's all about people, like connections, and did you do me right the first time?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was a nice guy,
Yeah.
but he kind of came out of the gate strong and just kind of floundered around the rest of the time.
Over-promise, under-delivered.
I don't know, just between him and the guy at the bank, who were both really nice people, I just felt like they weren't communicating. They were giving me incorrect information. It was just a lot of stuff that, like, I was like, well, I thought you told me last week, blah, blah, well, I did, but, well, you're supposed to be the professional.
So that actually reminds me of something I forgot to mention earlier. You were having actually trouble with getting your updates on your other transactions. And
yes, that's right. And Alex called. Yep.
And because I do a lot of work with the title company, I called them and was able to. Well, I guess
Yes, because I was like, Alex wanted me. He wanted me to sign the deal for you guys, right? I was like, I can't sign anything until I know for sure, like, what's happening with my other deal, because it's like crickets.
Yeah.
And the dates keep getting moved, and nobody will say for sure, and nobody's talking. He's like, well, I was like, I didn't even talk to the title people. I don't know, but nobody's telling me anything, and I keep asking, and nobody knows anything. So he's like, let me make a phone call. And so, like, that same morning that he called is when stuff started moving again. So I was like, all right, go, Alex.
Yeah, Alex knows how to light a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to them.
I was like, okay, well, I'm really closing now, so now I'll be able to sign, with you.
Yeah, I asked him, I was like, what's going on with this file? What's going on with Rebecca's deal? And it seemed like what had happened is that the bank had given the approval, but it just hadn't been processed yet. And he just kind of had to know the right question to ask.
Sure.
To get them to like look at the file and then get it moving again. So it worked out.
Yes, it all worked out. Timing's been great. Yeah, I mean, if anybody asks, I definitely would, give them your name and number and say, talk with Alex, and yeah.
All right. Well, thanks. I really appreciate you saying that. And it was good doing business with you.
Yes, you too.
All right.
You too.
Thanks.
Cool. Thanks. Awesome. That might be our all-star testimony.